Hello, my friends. I'm glad you are here. Take a small breath. Let your shoulders drop. We will go slowly. Just listen and relax. Now think about something very normal today. A handshake. Have you ever wondered why people do it? It looks small. It looks simple. It looks polite. But long ago, it was more serious than that. Long ago, when two groups met, they did not know each other. They did not know if the other side came to trade or to fight. So people needed a clear sign that said, "I am not attacking." A handshake helped because it showed the hand is empty. No stone, no knife, no hidden tool. It also created a short moment of contact. That contact said, we can stand close for a second and nothing bad happens. In a hard life, that small moment mattered. Long before cities, people lived close to the land. They moved with the seasons. They followed animals. They searched for water. They carried what they owned. In those early days, meeting a stranger was not common. Most people knew the faces in their own group. They knew the voices. They knew who belonged. So a stranger made people wonder, is this person hungry? Are they lost? Do they want help? Do they want to take something? A stranger could bring danger. A stranger could also bring trade. But before trade, people needed safety. Safety first, then talk. So early humans used simple body signs. These signs were not fancy, they were practical. They used distance, they used slow steps, they used open hands, and they watched each other carefully. Imagine two small groups near a river. One group comes from rocky hills, the other group comes from open flat land. Both groups need water. Both groups want space. Both groups have children behind them. They stop far apart. No one runs forward. No one shouts. The river is moving, quiet but steady. The air is warm. There is dust on the ground near their feet. One person steps forward slowly. You can see their hands. Their hands are empty. They hold the hands where everyone can see, not close to the body, not hidden. They do not lift a weapon. They do not pick up a stone. They do not point. This is a quiet message. My hands are empty. The other side answers. Another person steps forward. Their hands are empty too. Now the distance becomes smaller, little by little. Not fast, not careless. They stop again. They watch each other again. In a world without strong walls and safe roads, this waiting matters. It gives the group time to decide. It gives the elders time to watch. It gives the children time to stay behind. And then comes the most careful moment, the moment of being close. In early life, close contact was mostly for family. So when strangers came close, people moved slowly. They watched hands. They watched faces. They listened for quick steps. No one wanted a sudden move. No one wanted to scare the other side. So the first touch had to be short and clear. So two right hands met, fingers wrapped around. Not soft, not violent. Often the hands moved up and down once or twice. This movement had a simple purpose. It showed the arm is empty. It showed nothing is hidden. They could also see the other hand. That hand is not reaching for anything. and then they let go. A short contact, a short test. Nothing bad happens, so the talk can begin. In those early meetings, trust did not last forever. Trust could change in one moment. But that first moment mattered because it changed how strangers could meet. As time passed, some people settled. They stayed near good water. They stayed near good soil. They learned to plant. They learned to keep animals. Small villages formed. Then towns formed. More people lived close together. More people met strangers. And when many strangers meet, life needs rules. Not big rules at first, small daily rules. How to greet. How to share space. How to trade. Trade became more common. People traded grain. People traded salt. People traded cloth. People traded tools. But now, let's slow down and picture one moment. A woman in a village has extra grain after a good season. A traveler arrives with a small bag of salt. Salt is valuable. It helps food last longer. They do not share the same family. They do not fully trust each other. So they meet in the open, where others can see. In the open market space, people can watch hands. They can watch distance. They can watch the exchange. The traveler shows both hands first. Then he opens the bag so the salt can be seen. He does not hide it. He does not rush forward. The woman nods. She does not rush either. She puts her grain down on the ground first. She keeps her hands visible. Then they touch hands quickly, not long, just enough to show we can do this exchange without violence. Then the trade happens. The traveler takes the grain. The woman takes the salt. They step back a little after it is done. That distance is also part of safety. Over many years, actions like this repeated again and again in many places. So the handshake spread, not in one day, not in one empire, slowly. People moved over long distances, little by little. Some moved because land became dry. Some moved because herds changed their paths. Some moved because trade pulled them toward busy roads. When a traveler entered a new place, they had to be careful. A new town could be friendly. A new town could also be strict. At the edge of the town, near a gate or road, locals often watched first. They watched who came in. They watched what they carried. A traveler learned to watch too. They watched how locals greeted each other. They watched who stepped forward first. They watched how close people stood. If locals showed open hands, the traveler did the same. If locals touched wrists, the traveler touched wrists. A greeting was not only politeness, it was a way to avoid trouble and begin trade in a calm way. Sometimes a traveler would practice quietly before speaking. They might hold their hands where they could be seen. They might wait to be invited closer. This is how small customs spread. Sometimes the handshake looked different. In some places, people touched the wrist instead of the hand. In some places, they used both hands. In some places, they did not touch, but they still showed open palms first. But the main idea stayed the same. Look at my hands. They are empty. We can stand close for a moment. Later, as large kingdoms grew, meetings also changed. A meeting was not always two neighbors. Sometimes it was two sides with power. Sometimes leaders sent one person to speak for many others. This person carried the message of the whole group. When two powerful sides met, they wanted a clear sign at the end, a sign that said, "For now, we accept this agreement." An agreement is a shared decision. It means both sides say yes. A handshake became one simple way to show that yes. It could mean peace after conflict. It could mean safe travel through a border. It could mean they allowed trade. They allowed trade means traders could pass and sell goods. They would not be attacked at the border. The handshake was not the whole agreement. It was only a sign. But signs matter because signs are easy to remember. Now we come to a harder chapter because a handshake is not only about safety, it is also about power. Power means one side can push the other side. One side can demand. One side can punish. In some meetings, people were not equal. A strong leader could offer a hand. The weaker person might feel they must accept. If they refused, others might say they are rude. Rude means showing no respect. And in some places, refusing could bring real trouble. It could bring punishment. It could bring loss of protection. So the handshake could become pressure. Not always, but sometimes. Also, in some societies, social lines were strict. Some people were seen as higher. Some people were seen as lower. In those places, certain people were not allowed to shake hands with certain people. The action was not a free choice. It was controlled. So the handshake could show unfairness. And there is another hard truth. A handshake did not always mean honesty. Sometimes a strong group used polite signs to look peaceful. They could shake hands and smile. They could hold a formal meeting with rules. In that kind of meeting, people followed a set pattern. Everyone knew who spoke first. Everyone knew who stood where. They could speak about peace and fairness, but later they could still break the agreement. They could take land. They could take money. They could take control. So the handshake did not always mean safety. It only meant we touched hands. A gesture cannot protect people by itself. It helps only when both sides truly agree and truly keep their word. Even so, people kept using simple greetings, because daily life needs daily order. A busy town needs a calm way to start a talk. A market needs a calm way to begin an exchange. A border needs a clear way to show we are here to speak. So the handshake stayed in many places. Then the world changed again. Work changed. Travel changed. Cities grew fast. Machines appeared. Large workshops appeared. Factories appeared. Ports became busy. Trains connected far places. In some streets, you could hear metal being hit again and again. You could smell smoke from hot work. You could see workers walking in lines toward gates. Now many people left small towns for city jobs. In cities, strangers were everywhere. A worker met a supervisor at a gate. A shop clerk met a new customer. A landlord met a new tenant. People needed fast, simple greetings. So the handshake became more common. It fit this new life. It is quick. It is clear. In offices and jobs, people followed set routines each day. They arrived, they greeted, they worked, they left. The handshake became part of that routine. The handshake also became part of business culture. In business, people want clear starts and clear endings. Before computers and easy printing, Many deals were spoken first. Some deals were written later. But even when writing became common, the handshake stayed, because people wanted a human sign, not only paper. A signature is a mark. A stamp is a mark. A handshake is contact, and contact can feel more real than a mark on paper. Still, we do not need to imagine secret feelings in that moment. We can stay with what we can see. We can see the timing. We can see if the grip is very strong or very light. We can see if the handshake is short or long. We can see if one person holds on too long. These are social signs. They are not hidden thoughts. In the modern world, the handshake also became a habit. People shake hands when they meet. People shake hands when they say goodbye. People shake hands after a deal. Most people today are not proving they have no knife. Most people today are not meeting at a river with danger near them. And yet the same old idea is still there. An open hand still means I am safe right now. Today, we use the handshake to start calmly. We use it to show respect. We use it to begin a talk without tension. That is why the gesture stayed. It is quick, it is clear, and it helps two strangers move from distance to conversation in a simple way. Now, modern life also brings another truth. Not everyone uses the same greeting. Some people did not grow up with handshaking. Some people prefer distance. Some people avoid touch for health reasons. Some people avoid touch for personal comfort. So it helps to remember this. A handshake is common, but it is not the only respectful greeting. In many places, people greet with distance. Some people nod. Some people wave. Some people place a hand on the chest. Some people simply say hello and keep space. The goal is the same: a calm start, a respectful start, a clear sign that says, I am here to speak, not to cause trouble. The form can change, but the purpose stays simple. And now, think about how far human life has traveled. Long ago, two groups met with careful steps. They watched hands first. They watched distance first. A short handshake said, we can stand close for one moment. Today, you might shake hands in an office. There are lights above. There are clean floors. There are screens on desks. You might shake hands with someone you first met online. You might shake hands after only a short talk. The world is faster now. Travel is easier now. Work is more organized. But the human need stays the same. We still want a simple way to start safely. We still want a simple way to end a meeting peacefully. So this small action stayed with us, not because it is beautiful, not because it is magical, because it is practical. Next time you see a handshake, take one quiet second. Look at the open hand. Look at the short contact. Look at the quick release. And remember people long ago. People near a river. People near a road. People in a market. Picture the dust on the ground near their feet. Picture the quiet pause before they step closer. Picture two hands meeting for a short moment and then letting go. People who did not have the comfort of modern life. They needed simple signs to meet each other. They needed a way to trade without fighting. They needed a way to travel without constant fear. A handshake was one small tool. It helped strangers begin a talk. It helped trade continue. It helped groups share space for a moment. It was not perfect. It could be used with pressure. It could be used with dishonest plans. But across many ordinary days, it helped people meet with less danger. And now it is part of your world too. A small touch, a short habit, a quiet piece of long human history. Thank you for listening with me. Take your time and carry this calm story gently into the rest of your day. If you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up. Share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.